We're going to talk about the horror stories around new construction around San Antonio. These are the worst experiences that I could find, and I want to share it with you. This is Trey with the Cavalry Group, broken by Real. I was a police officer in the city, and I want you to know the truth. We're going to dive deep. What are the worst experiences people had in what neighborhoods? So we're going to start with the area. As you see this city of San Antonio map, there's not a lot of new construction within the city limits. So we're gonna go just a little bit out into the county where San Antonio is, Bexar County, and you're gonna see that there's a lot more production builders. These reviews we picked up on Google, and I also have reviews, personal experiences that I've been through with building my own home, plus the clients that I serve, their homes have been built by some of these builders. So I can tell you firsthand what they went through. So as we look at this map, we're gonna start with the northeast side of San Antonio with Lennar Homes. Lennar is one of the largest builders in Texas, and Lennar usually has entry-level homes. They do have a sort of mid-upper range homes, but typically you'll see them in entry-level homes, and they build very high production. So Lennar, let's look at their reviews because I have mixed reviews about them. Let's look at Eddie, who says, do not recommend this company, at least in this area. Our home was not move-in ready. The yard is not set properly, which caused sitting water in our backyard. We had to pay $3,000 to get it fixed. Yikes, that's terrible. So with any homes, you have to get an inspection. When you get the home inspection and you have a realtor or somebody that's advocating for you in the build, this is definitely a time to avoid it. So water in Texas, depending on how the house sits and the land it sits on, is going to be very important. Speaking of Lennar, let's look at another Lennar community. Hopefully this isn't a trend. So Lennar on the south side of town, we have Lennar at Republic Creek. Now this comes from Arnie Gutierrez. I have not been able to change the utilities under my names because of, quote, final inspection paperwork has not been completed. Builder blames the city blames the builder. Now, this is very common. What happens is the city will blame the builder will, it's all these fingers pointed to each other, but nothing gets resolved. So this goes to the importance of making sure you communicate with the city and the builder and having this final inspection. Timing is everything. When you close on new construction, the builder then has to get final approval from the city for occupancy. So then you can take over the utilities bill and there shouldn't be any lags. Another thing about final inspection is make sure you get that home inspected before you sign the paperwork to close. I'm saying that because I've seen horror stories of people with bad reviews about builders because they didn't choose to have the final inspection before they got the keys. Out of the hundreds of new home communities that I've sold, I have never found an inspection without something wrong that the builder didn't catch. So you have to get a third-party inspection. We're going to start with the entry-level price ranges around the low 200s, and we're going to finish with the little bit more entry-level luxury price ranges around San Antonio in the builders in the low 500s. So the next horror story is gonna come from Valley Ranch. It's gonna be by D.R. Horton. Now, D.R. Horton has a very good reputation. It's America's home builder, as they say. And D.R. Horton just gives a really good value. They are known for their customer service. I had really good experiences with D.R. Horton. Now, with the demand being so high and builders being pressed to get production out and close houses and build more neighborhoods, you may see a fall off in that customer service. But let's look at this review. Daniel says, D.R. Horton is exploding the area and home buyers. Community is severely overcrowded with no proper infrastructure support. The amount of car crash is astounding for the, quote, residential area, very poor quality houses. D.R. Horton does not respond to warranty service requests. HOA fee is $750. So let's talk about this community in particular, which is a very popular community. It is a very large subdivision. It has basically a water park in the entrance to the subdivision. It has a huge pool, really, really nice amenity center. So the $750 HOA, I can see that. The Crashes, I don't know where they came from, but hopefully you're staying safe. The overcrowdedness in the infrastructure is going to be very difficult to fix. Now, what happens is any production builder is going to buy ranches or big acreages, and then they're going to subdivide it, and they have to build their own streets. I don't know if you knew this, but when you have a subdivision, it's up to the builder to build the infrastructure within their subdivision, not the city. I've actually sold a couple of houses in Valley Ranch, and the homeowners were very pleased. Some of them said that they do have problems with the plumbing, and maybe with the huge production that's been going on in the last year, their customer warranty departments are overserved, but it's definitely something you should consider. Our next new build community horror story, we're gonna go all the way up 281 on the north central side of town, which is right on the edge of the city of San Antonio and Bexar County. This is Sterling Ridge by Polti Homes. It's got overall great reviews, but I found a good one, and this is from Ashley Walker. She says, we walked into the Hamilton model and fell in love with it. Carla was there and told us that we had to take the home price, and the lot price was $10,000 flat. Now, there isn't a lot of room for negotiations with new build construction because the price tag is there, and out of the 100 situations that I've seen with other agents and myself, we've never been able to change the sales price because the family right behind us probably wants the same house because of the demand. Ashley continues to say, we got pre-approved the next day. We walked in ready to start the process of the home, which was our dream home. We were then greeted by another woman who said that Carla was gone and she could not help us. She says, bidding wars start at $10,000. So what's happening in communities that really have very high demand, which are typically the north side 281 areas of San Antonio, going up 281 and going up 35, has been the least days on market according to the analytics. Now builders have a sort of bidding system. The bidding system is you name what you will pay for that house. Unfortunately, it's where they can be neutral, and also I'm sure it's because they want to make more money. But then based on the price that you're willing to pay, that's how you get on their contract. I haven't seen too much of a lottery system. I know they do that more in Austin, but San Antonio new construction, if there's multiple families that want the same house, they will basically create a bidding war where what you pay, the highest person gets the house, and this way it's neutral and fair. They didn't tell her about the bidding process, and it was her first home. Also in the review, it says that they were asking for $6,000 of earnest money. That's pretty high for that community. These homes, if you look at their webpage, start around the 300s, 400s, depending on it. And honestly, when you see prices on these websites, it's not always true. Most of the time, that's the base price. That's like having, you have the house, but you want to add a kitchen, you want to add this, you want to add that, you want to add backsplash, you want to add, everything is in carpet. If you want something that's not carpet, that's an upgrade, this is an upgrade. The lot itself is an upgrade. So you got to be careful when you shop around these prices. You pretty much have to add on average $30,000 to $50,000 on upgrades just to make it even with the neighborhood and what everybody else chose. Ashley goes on to say she felt discriminated against and that it was a horrible experience for her. I feel for you, Ashley. Without that transparency, when you go to that pretty model home and you walk through, it's very devastating. Definitely having an advocate will help the transparency. Now, Polti Homes, I've done business with before. They're usually pretty good. They build communities around the 300s all the way up until the 600s in different parts of town. I personally have had good experiences with them, but there are people that don't. So, food for thought. Next one on the list is Perry Homes. If you've ever read about Perry, if you've seen a Perry home, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Perry Homes is like the Mona Lisa of home builders. They're very elegant. A lot of their upgrades are very nice, but the price will reflect its status. Here we're gonna look at Perry Homes Homestead. This community is on the 35 corridor, and it's a very highly rated community. I've been in the community myself. It's very beautiful inside. The homes are very nice, and it doesn't have too much of a cookie cutter look. It's honestly one of my favorite communities along the 35 corridor. I know this video is about horrible ratings, and I tried to find something for Perry. So what I did is I filtered the worst ratings to the top, and this is what I found. There was one review from Brian with 1 star, but he doesn't say anything. The other thing is, he got a 4 out of 5 stars, great agent at the office, helped answer questions, floor plans look nice, thanks for helping our family. Very beautiful homes, courteous salesman, 4 stars, and then all the other stars were 5-star reviews for Perry. Great job, Perry. Let's check out their homes. So we're on the Perry website, and as we're scrolling through, they start in the 500s. And Perry Home really does deliver a great product, and they stand behind their name. Enough about Perry, let's go to somebody worse. Next up is Canyon Crest from KB Homes. Now, KB Homes is the #1 production amount builder in the state of Texas. They build everywhere, and they've been around for many, many years. I would say over 30 years. They used to be a different name, but now they're KB. But either way, the funny thing about KB Homes is everything is an upgrade. So I've had personal experiences with KB Homes with a client, and they didn't go super crazy with gold faucets or anything. It was pretty much marble countertops, sinks, fixtures, and it got up to 30. It may have been just that community, but overall, KB, they have and advertise a great sales price, but sometimes if you add in the lots and the fixtures, upgrades, it can get a little pricey. So don't just look at the price, look at the price upgrades of what you think you would want in a house, and that would be much more realistic. So this KB community is located by TPC Parkway. TPC Parkway is on the north, little bit east part of the San Antonio. TPC Parkway is right next to a beautiful golf course. It's right by the JW Marriott, which is a great destination place, weekend getaway. It's beautiful up there. Plenty of commercial shops, great school districts, definitely highly desirable. So if you look at the KB construction in that community, it says it starts in the mid 3s, but really it starts in the low 4s. Now you can pretty much customize a lot of it, so that's a good thing about KB. But let's go to the review. Jacob Rodriguez says in this review, KB Homes would get negative stars from me if I could. Bob Welch, the salesperson at Canyon Crest, and Brian Thompson, the loan officer, pulled my credit without permission and blamed my wife for their shortfalls. Ouch, wow. So that goes back to having somebody that's helping you through the process to make sure things don't happen by surprise. When you have high production, you have people that are dealing with 15, 20 families every day, there is gonna be some mistakes, and hopefully they don't cost you money. New build communities like this KB at Canyon Crest are going to typically ask, do you like the house? Do you like the price? Once you say yes, they're gonna say, apply with us. The reason being is because these loan companies are tied with the builder most of the time. So they don't want you to shop around, so they typically will give you the best rate and the least amount of fees and the most incentives, so you don't have to shop around. You absolutely can, and I recommend it, but that's the reasoning why they give you so much incentives, is they want this all-in-one thing, I guess to make some more money. Maybe they own the loan company, but that's the reason why they push these incentives on you. Other than Jacob's review, the other reviews aren't too bad, which is great. I've driven by this community and I've shown this community before. It's very nice inside. Around it is really, really nice. The area is gonna blow up. Next up on our list is Myers Ranch in New Braunfels. So this community is awesome. Now, this community starts from the mid 4s, probably upper 4s, up into the 600s. Myers Ranch is probably the most affordable community in this 46 corridor that basically connects New Braunfels, Canyon Lake, and San Antonio. This little triangle is very, very popular. It is the hottest zip code that has been developing in appreciation, higher sales prices, instant equity growth in and around the San Antonio area. Especially according to the new Zillow article, it's saying that it is going to be the hottest for 2022. Now this bad review got 1 star, and it was probably the only bad review I could find in Myers Ranch. This is from David. David is saying that he got the police called on him because he wanted to park his vehicle at the entrance so he can help people know the community. I mean, I don't know if that's a review for you or if it's a review for the builder, but he goes on to say that he got the police called on him. But I looked at the reviews, I couldn't find anything else about this community. And I've seen the community, it is beautiful. There's great builders that have very established names in this community. You have Chesmar Homes, which is a very, very beautiful community. I have great experiences with Chesmar. You have Bella Vista, which is probably an entry level, because I would think they start at the low 400s and they go up to the 5s. But Bella Vista is definitely one of the entry-level builders in this community. Guillen Homes have built a lot in the Bernie area, which is the I-10-1604 corridor, and those homes can definitely get up to the 600s. So this is a map of Myers Ranch and its communities. They keep expanding Myers Ranch bigger and bigger, and the quality of the houses for this price range can really speak for these great reviews. So hope you enjoyed this video. This next video is going to talk about custom homes. Make sure you watch it and be careful of this custom home and what they do to potential homeowners. This is Trey. Thanks for watching.